make you the presenter, and if you would like to start recording, that'd be great if you haven't already.
Yeah, thank you, Bobby, for this introduction. I hope everyone can see my screen. Should be the case in a few seconds. I just have one single slide to show you today. That's about this risk lifecycle. So obviously BPA risk cover the whole lifecycle of risk management. It's independent from any risk standard. So risks are identified and tracked in the systems. Risks are assessed with scorecards. We'll see that in the demo right after. Then we'll treat productive and preventive actions that are linked with associated risks, and everything will be tracked in the system. And finally, we will monitor risks in the daily business, like risk objectives, incidents, controls, activities, and related documents. So this tool is really an operational and activity-centric tool. I will just dive into the product and show you how it works. So in this presentation, I will go deeper in how assessing, monitoring, and treating risks. This is my home page as a connected user. So first, all what you will see in this presentation is completely customizable. The look and feel and the content can be quickly customized to your needs. All labels, all web parts in these pages are customizable with no code, directly in the browser, and even by functional persons. I'm far to be an IT expert, and then I'm doing this at BPA. So this is my home page. I have on the left side here the navigation bar with all risk important or relevant topics like activities, objectives, incidents, risks, controls, actions, documents, but you may have your additional topics here. I have here in the center of the page my open activities, like what are my pending tasks or pending meetings associated with risks, and all treatment actions below here that are assigned to me with these colored flags to tell me if I'm late or to tell me if I have overdue tasks, for example. On the right side, I have this risk snapshot view here with some risk values and a shared calendar. So taking a look at this risk snapshot here, I can view that I have several risk values that haven't been entered in the system so far. I have these question marks. On the top, I have the safety in manufacturing, which is pretty good. I have a low risk value, a green flag over here. But I'm not so good with fire in data center risk because I have this red value with a 40 here. So that first thing I can do is just drill down to see what happened with this fire in data center. So when clicking in the risk value, I have this risk value page where I can view the different risk values over here and the computed values for these risks for the different periods. I will just move back to the home page again and drill down again to see if I opening the risk value page, because I've just opened the risk page. So this is the risk value page, and I view here everything about this risk value. So I have a high risk, so now I can view at a glance what actions we did, what treatment actions we did to improve this high risk value. Like here, we've decided to install sprinklers, and in the activity history, I can view that we had a risk meeting to discuss about this high risk value and where we decided to install sprinklers in the data center. So the complete interactions about this risk value is tracked in this page. Let's take a look at the risk scorecard page from the navigation bar here. So this is the risk cockpit page or risk assessment page where managers can know at a glance if everything is fine for each period. Here on the top, periods may be weeks, months, semester, yearly, whatever you need. and I can view here the risk values with different colors. If I open here the option pane, you'll see about this risk matrix. So you'll be able to define your own risk acceptance matrix with the tool. Here it's a 4 by 3, but could be 5 by 5 or 10 by 10, with the different risk values you'd like to have. For example, from 1 to 10 for the impact and 1 to 10 for the probability of occurrence. And the multiplication impact by probability give the risk value. So this is completely customizable. So for example, if more than 4, I get a yellow flag. If more than 10, I get a red flag over here. And trends will be automatically calculated from this page here. I can view that risk are categorized by customizable groups and subgroups. So for example, I can open or close these groups here, and this is completely customizable. You may have your own groups. We also propose more than 120 risk types if you think it's necessary, or if you wouldn't like to start from scratch. I can, for example, search for a risk about title here, typing a few letters in the quick search zones on the top, like typing CUR for currency rate. I have now a single risk that has been filtered, and view that I have no value for May 2012. So clicking the question mark, I can now enter the measured risk value or assessed risk value for this period by giving impact and probability. And as you can see, this intelligent form opens where users simply have to just select impact and probability here, and all calculation will be done in the background. So we hide all fields that are not necessary to end users. So when refreshing my risk scorecard page, I have now this 4 value that has been entered in the system, and the tendency here is flat. So I can now drill down here, for example, clicking the currency rate title to open the risk detail page. So this is the page to monitor risks and their related values, incidents. For example, I can view that this risk was linked with an incident due with a revenue loss due to exchange rate. For example, here at the moment we have a strong Swiss franc against euro and against dollar, so we've decided to treat this risk. We have all related controls that we put in place to control this, and we have here a procedure to cover exchange rates. We have all linked follow-up actions, risk treatment actions, like here 2 actions. One is to develop the Swiss market to win more Swiss francs, obviously, and another one is to have our bank covering exchange rate. That's all open activities we have, and activity history, all interactions we had, tasks or calls or even emails we had related to this risk. And finally, all documents or attachments. So all the risk life is in this page. So from here, I have these gray buttons on the top where I can, for example, assign a new task. I will just assign a new task to myself here to send a risk report. Because again, this is a risk operational tool, I will assign this to myself here, Boris. And as you can see in the related lists, this is an intelligent form where you can group fields into tabs. You can have pre-populated fields. You can have cascading fields. If I click in the action here, I will have just action linked with the currency rate risk here. So you can define your own rules on how you would like these forms to be pre-filled. So when just saving this task, a new task has been entered in the system. So I can view now in the open activities that I have my send a risk report task that has been created related to the currency rate risk. Back in my home page, I'll get this in my home page as well to send a risk report, and I would get an automatic email from the system as well. I can view that this risk report is related with the currency rate risk here, so that I can just open from my home page the currency rate risk again, and from here I can just create or generate a mail merge report in one click. So we have the mail merge button here on the top. It's very user-friendly. I just can click on this to generate a printable report that I can open here with Microsoft Word. So you can have your own report templates with your look and feel, header, footer, and I have in one single printable report all values from my risk application, like all risk assessment values or risk actions we had. So obviously that's my risk report here that was generated by the system. So I can exit the mail merge feature now and view that this has been automatically added here in the attachment section. So my risk report was linked with the right risk here. So now I can send this per email directly from the application, just clicking the send email button here. I can send a report to my risk managers or selected recipients from any list in the system. The right recipient has been pre-selected here. I can now attach my risk report documents here, like risk report here. And finally, close this. As you can see, I have my attachments that has been automatically linked here. I can just add some comments in my email body over here. I can preview my email prior sending, view if merge fields are merged correctly. And finally, I can send. I could also send a test to me or send directly to the recipients. One or many recipients could get this email, of course. When going back in the risk detail page, I can view now in the activities history that my email has been sent and that the recipient will get this email with the attachment. So I've sent my risk report, so my task is now over. I can just go in the open activities and tell that I've finished my work, edit the task again, and set it as completed, so that my task will be dropped in the activities history here. And as you can see, in the daily business, you'll have these activity history filled automatically and have all interactions about risk treatments you're doing in the daily business. So I think, Bobby, it's time for a short poll. Maybe you can unmute yourself, Bobby. And
Yes, there we go. Sorry about that. Please let us know how to follow up with you. Otherwise, I'll be sending you emails. You'll get phone calls. It's probably best that you just answer this poll so that I know exactly what to do. So far, only about 50% have voted. I will wait till 80% vote before closing the poll. Please let me know how to follow up with you, please. So far, we've got about 75% voted. Please let me know how to follow up with you. And I'll be closing the poll in about 10 seconds. We still have 2 people that haven't voted, which gives us right around 98%, 96%. There we go. Thank you very much for letting me know. And Boris, why don't you go ahead and take over?
Thank you, Bobby. I have a few more features to show you. Let's dive into the page of all risks over here. I can, for example, be automatically alerted by the system when new risks are added or deleted or being edited. I can export to spreadsheet. This is native features in SharePoint. It's very convenient if you'd like to extract data, build reports. So I will just extract to a spreadsheet here, and all data is formatted. I can summarize with pivot table, for example, like a pivot chart, title, risk status, risk cause, and title, just counting the value. So as you can see, in seconds, you can just export data and build reports, powerful reports that you can further synchronize with the risk application. I will just edit one of these risks to show you again this intelligent forms is very important. I can, for example, here we have the risk type value. Just resetting this value, we have intelligent lookup fields here. So if I typing this new risk related with smoke, for example, by typing smoke here, I have all risk types related with smoke, and I could, for example, select one of these, and the right value for the risk group and subgroup would be pre-selected automatically. It's very convenient. Let's take a look at some reporting tools we offer with this system. It's not standard in SharePoint, so it's added value from BPA here. This is a powerful query tool where I can, or where users can extract data from the system quickly and easily, like for example here an incident and risk reports. So we have a wizard to go through these few steps to generate a report, like for example selecting a main list, just selecting query fields I like to extract from the system, even from many lists, like from the incident lists or the related parents and child lists. So here risks related with incidents. I can move to the filter selection where I can, for example, extract all incidents that are linked with risks with incident cost that is bigger than a certain amount. I can finally group my fields here in the result fields and run my report. So this way I will extract all interesting data from the system and generate a report on the fly, a shared report on the fly, like this incident and risk report. So a new list has been generated. I can further export to spreadsheet again, refresh my query, or send an email from this page to all related recipients. Charts is interesting. I can display the real-time charts here, like for example these incident costs by months that I can zoom. I can further select between 15 types of charts over here, so it's quite interactive for end users, and this is completely customizable. Maybe last important point is the settings. You can, I told you that you can customize this to your needs. Basically the back office is just standard SharePoint or native SharePoint administration work. We work with standard lists and libraries. Let me open the risks list over here. It's a standard list from SharePoint. You can go in the list settings. You can create new columns, rename columns, add your own views. So all SharePoint administrators know how to do that. It's quite simple and native, so it's very powerful. And let me show you also one of our BPA settings over here, which is the intelligent forms. You can, for example, customize your risk forms or any form in a system very quickly and easily using our form editor. So if I open the risk form editor page here, you just can edit the form from this page here by a single drag and drop. For example, I can add a new tab like risk special values, for example, and just drag and drop the fields that I would like to add in my tab and save. So in a few seconds here, I have now a new risk form. So when creating a new risk in the system, my intelligent form opens with a new risk special value tab and 2 additional fields. So this is highly customizable. I think I will just go and just show you this last conclusion slide. What I can tell about the application here, it's very affordable. You'll see about licensing costs right after. Bobby will tell you about that. Of course, if you have SharePoint in-house, you'll maximize your SharePoint investment and lower your costs. It's very easy to use. We have very high user adoption. All happens in a browser. No hidden menus. It's very fast to implement. We usually give a few hours online or on-site training sessions, and transfer knowledge. It's completely customizable in the browser. It's very flexible in terms of deployment. You can go on-premise, you can go in a cloud. It's 100% open solution, built on SharePoint, efficient, scalable. Bobby, you may take hand. I'm over on my side.
Okay, sounds good. Well, I will finish with this. Let me show my screen here. So we just did risk for SharePoint. Thank you very much for attending. We are now going to do the quality and the Q&A session, question and answer session directly after this. But you can attend later on today. That's at 3 p.m. Eastern, about, 15 or 20 minutes. We're going to have quality for SharePoint. And then tomorrow we're doing recruiting, and then the CRM product. And then on Wednesday, we've got the project for SharePoint. So with this already in our question area, we've been asked, well, how much does this cost? Well, number one, it depends on what edition you would like. That is, we have a standard, professional, and an enterprise edition of all of our products, actually. So you don't have to pay for what you don't need. It increases in amount of functionality, obviously, from standard to enterprise. It also depends on how you would like to implement the software. On-site is on the low end, $239 to $599 per user. Now, of course, there is unlimited server user pricing. So there's all the different options. Of course, we do software as a service in the cloud. We also do a lease rental type thing if someone needs only for a year or two. But what's really nice about our products is once you have implemented any of our products, you then have the XRM platform. Once you have the XRM platform, it's really, really easy to add applications, and it's very, very inexpensive. So once you've purchased one of our products, you can then add another product for 20% of the cost of the first product. So it's extremely inexpensive. If you would like to add a third, it's only 10% of the cost of the first product, and then 10% after that. If you want to implement all of our solutions, it's extremely inexpensive. So anyway, next step, we would love for you to try this out. We know you'll like it. We have a trial version, obviously, online, so you can just we give you a login and password to get in. Also contact me if you would like a personalized demonstration, or if you would like to request a trial. We're certainly all for that. You can also email info@bpa-solutions.net for all of this, or you can, of course, just email me, bobby.forrester@bpa-solutions.net.